Get out of the car.
On the morning of August 11th, 2012, in the city of Cincinnati, Ohio, United States, a gunman suddenly attacked the headquarters of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, one of the agency's 56 offices across the United States. Around 9:15 a.m., the suspect wore tactical armor and carried an AR-15 rifle, approaching and opening fire on agents standing at the entrance of the FBI building. An alarm was immediately triggered. Unable to break in, he quickly fled the scene in his vehicle. A special response team, helicopters, and armored vehicles were immediately deployed. Ohio State Highway Patrol also received orders to pursue. On Highway 71, a vigilant officer spotted a suspicious vehicle, a white Ford Crown Victoria, and began pursuit. Officer Jack, after receiving alerts that the suspect might be firing at passing vehicles, prepared his shotgun and got ready to engage. Not long after, the suspect's car had a tire blowout and veered into the roadside grass, forcing him to stop.
It looks like we're stopping. Might be a football.
Jack quickly exited his car, aimed his weapon, and shouted,
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands!
Following protocol, Jack approached the trunk to retrieve more weapons. Suddenly, the suspect opened fire, forcing officers to return fire.
Multiple shots fired! Multiple shots fired! I can see him! He's still moving! Still moving!
A fierce shootout broke out. This footage is from a support unit police car. The officer opening the trunk in this footage is Jack. All officers on site had drawn their rifles.
Shots fired, 954.
This footage comes from Jack's body camera. This is from the dashboard camera of the lead police vehicle. The standoff dragged on for several hours. By around 3:30 p.m., the suspect still hadn't been subdued. A SWAT team was called in. 2 armored vehicles quickly closed in. The attacker suddenly stood up and tried to flee, but was immediately taken down by snipers from a helicopter. Footage shows him kneeling in the grass, trying to crawl away as the armored vehicles approached. However, the special forces acted decisively. The officers from the armed vehicles quickly moved in on the scene and ended the. Upon inspecting the suspect's vehicle, an officer spotted a gas cylinder. A propane tank with electrical wiring was found. He immediately suspected it to be an explosive device. The SWAT team at the scene quickly pulled back and called for the bomb squad to assist. At this point, the gunfight officially ended. We learned the attacker's name was Ricky Schiffer, 42 years old. He died at the scene. This is the rifle he used in the attack, firing a total of 16 rounds. Police also recovered about 5 to 10 magazines. According to investigation reports, Ricky previously served in the U.S. Navy. In January 1998, he was assigned to the nuclear submarine Columbia, where he operated missile and torpedo systems. After discharge, he worked in construction. Inside Ricky's vehicle, police found various construction tools and a nail gun, which is believed to have been used in the attack as well. The FBI reported that Ricky was a former member of the Proud Boys, a now disbanded organization. In early 2011, he took part in a violent protest at the U.S. Capitol. On August 9, 2012, the FBI announced a search of Mar-a-Lago Resort, owned by former President Trump. As a Trump supporter, Ricky became extremely outraged. That same day, he posted multiple messages online, expressing intent to attack FBI agents. 2 days later, Ricky actually carried out the attack. At the scene, an unmarked police vehicle was shot at by Ricky, shattering the window. Surveillance footage showed that both the window and the body of the car were hit by bullets. In the incident, a total of 5 police officers fired their weapons, shooting a total of 58 rounds at the suspect. They were later placed on In early 2013, the district attorney confirmed that the officers' use of force was justified. The case was officially closed, with only one fatality, the suspect Ricky. No one else was injured.
Get out of the car.
The controversial police shooting in a McDonald's parking lot. The incident occurred on October 2, 2012, in the city of San Antonio. A police trainee was dispatched to McDonald's to resolve a dispute. However, when he arrived at the parking lot, he spotted a vehicle that had previously fled from him during a prior traffic stop.
Tell me one more. I got a vehicle over here that fled from me the other day. He's in the parking lot.
Instead of addressing the situation inside the restaurant, the officer decided to approach the car and open the door directly.
Get out of the car.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Later, the authorities concluded that the officer had failed to de-escalate the situation properly, leading to excessive use of force. The police shooting sparked controversy. The person injured was a 17-year-old male. During the handling of the incident, the officer never identified himself. The 2 consecutive gunshots raised serious concerns. Eventually, the officer was fired shortly afterward. The 17-year-old boy was hit by multiple bullets and was rushed to the hospital. His girlfriend, the same age, who was in the passenger seat, was unharmed. An investigation was launched to determine whether the officer's actions violated the law or not.
You're in luck. This ain't my first time responding to a man with an AK-47 call, alright? Shots fired, shots fired. He's down, he pointed the rifle at us.
At around 1:10 p.m. on January 22, 2013, in Deptford Township, New Jersey, a man carrying a weapon appeared in a residential area. The incident took place at 777 Fox Run Road. The man was identified as 55-year-old Daniel Nevis. Daniel drove a Jeep and repeatedly rammed it into the house from outside. The motive appeared to stem from a conflict with someone inside over a relationship. He shouted loudly, demanding that the person come out.
Here! Here! Motherfucker, I'm here! Let's go! Motherfucker! You fucking! You're not fucking fine! You're ruining my fucking life!
When no one responded, Daniel... At that moment, a man and a woman stepped out of the house with a dog on a leash. The woman checked the damaged vehicle while calling the police. However, before the call ended, Daniel returned in his vehicle, prompting her to run back inside. This time, Daniel came more prepared. He pulled out an AK-47 and jumped out in a tactical shooting stance, dropping to the ground. But because he forgot the handbrake, his vehicle started rolling backward.
I asked you to talk for damn thing! You tell? Look at
still seeing no one appear, Daniel began venting his rage on his own car. He fired shots into the vehicle, riddling it with bullets. The homeowner returned. Despite Daniel pointing the AK at him, he calmly stepped out of the vehicle, trying to talk and persuade him to leave. Meanwhile, the woman stayed on the line with 911, reporting that the suspect was armed with an AK. At that moment, Yellow Rope warrior Luke Ivey, a well-known officer in town, arrived with a younger colleague. The rookie officer was visibly nervous. After hearing the suspect had an AK rifle, Luke immediately reassured him.
Cameron, listen, you're in luck. This ain't my first time responding to a man with an AK-47 call, all right? We're gonna be all right. Take deep breaths. Calm your heart rate down, all right?
Upon arriving at the scene, Officer Luke swiftly drew his weapon with expert. His partner stepped out with visible tension, cautiously taking cover behind the vehicle and scanning the area. Luke kindly handed him a protective helmet. Then he put on his own and rushed toward the house. Let's take a look at the map. The house is located next to a large forest. The line of sight was severe. Therefore, they could not approach directly from the main road and had to circle through the woods. Luke and his team moved to an intersection point. To the right, 2 other officers were hiding among dense foliage. They slowly advanced, step by step, as Luke gave hand signals.
I don't see him. Yeah, there's big trees. Use the trees as cover. Not that one.
At that moment, dispatch relayed the suspect's description.
She's reporting is a white male. He's got black joggers on, a black t-shirt, and zip-up coat. Black joggers, black.
Luke quickly selected a good position and set up his weapon. From another officer's perspective, he was hiding behind a vehicle and could still hear Daniel yelling uncontrollably. At the same time, Daniel, armed with a gun, was preparing to storm into the house.
He's trying into the house.
Daniel!
Steps down the front door.
Daniel!
Suddenly, a gunshot rang out from the side. The camera shifted to Luke's position.
I have a visual on him. At the front. With the rifle.
He's going to be right out front. I see him.
Shots fired, shots fired. He's down, he put the rifle at us.
The suspect collapsed, but still tried to aim his weapon at the police. After firing a shot, Luke appeared emotionally shaken, as he had fired from over 70 meters away, with his view partially obstructed by trees. He wasn't sure if the suspect was actually pointing the weapon at him. Fortunately, another officer who was closer reassured him.
Down.
Okay. Come on, you saw it, right?
Yeah. He pointed the gun at us. Come on.
Here, take this.
A group of officers approached the front door. Daniel had been shot in the head and lay motionless at the entrance. The homeowner, the man Daniel had originally targeted, stood nearby, witnessing everything. Later we learned that, although Daniel was unconscious at the scene, officers still attempted to provide first aid. About 30 minutes later, he was confirmed dead. Investigation results showed that the woman inside the house used to be a close friend of Daniel. The reason behind the falling out remains unknown. The man with her was actually her son. When Daniel began making threats outside, both of them called the police. In her panic, the woman pleaded, "Please don't shoot Daniel." After final verification, police concluded that Daniel may have simply been going through a mental health crisis. They did not disclose any prior criminal records related to him. It is possible that Daniel was a kind person, with little history of causing trouble in daily life. The person who fired the shot in this incident was Officer Luke. He began working for the Deptford Township Police Department on August 11, 2016. He later officially became a Class 2 Special Law Enforcement Officer. Luke had participated in multiple armed interventions. In this case, he fired only one shot. He was later placed on administrative leave, with pay, as regulated, on March 18, 2014. The New Jersey grand jury issued an official verdict, ruling that Officer Luke's use of force was justified, and he would not face any criminal charges. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and follow to stay updated with more interesting news.